I've always wondered how successful people always make it seem easy. But is it making it seem easy, or is it they then adapted to their certain situation? They then develop a routine, and now they're comfortably doing it every day. Just thought in the air. What's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's your boy Terrell with the Y, and welcome to another great conversation of personal development. This one is about understanding the hard times and understanding that they will come. So the thing about understanding the hard times and the difficult times, is that there's no way to overcome them or to bypass them because we have to go through them. But as we're going through them, so much happens. So much, I'm talking about mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, it's very daunting. It's very daunting. Things people don't tell you about success is that it's hard. It's hard. A lot of times I understand why people quit along the journey, because how are you supposed to do something every day, every day, every day, every day, and see no results? How are you supposed to do something every day, every day, every day, every day, and not be profitable? Right? So there's an understanding that as we're going along our journey, as we're going along our process, as we're going along life itself, things are going to happen. When as they're happening, we don't understand why they're happening. So it took me a while to figure this out. When I was playing football back in high school, my 9th and 10th grade wasn't that good, but I was so stuck in the present. I didn't understand what the future was gonna come or what the future had in stake for me. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I really have to work in order to create something bigger for myself. But what did this teach me? Everything happened for a reason, but the reason is not gonna be shown until later on down the line. And by later on down the line, I'm talking about years to come, not months, not days. I'm talking about years to come. Simply because you have to put the work in order to put yourself in a position that will be beneficial. As I start figuring things out, I'm like, okay, something's not right. I can't be that bad at football. I cannot be that bad. But I was bad because I didn't put the extra time in. I didn't put the extra time in. I didn't put the drive, the determination, the work, the studying. I didn't do it. I was trying to look for a shortcut, but the shortcut wasn't there because I had to work. I had to put that work in to make the shortcut expand. There's no such thing as shortcuts. There's no such thing as secret. If you want a life that you want to create for yourself, you have to do things out of the ordinary. By out of the ordinary, I'm talking about really honing in on your talent, perfecting it each and every day, each and every day, each and every day. But it took me 2 years to learn that. It took me 2 years when I was in high school to learn something like that. My 11th to 12th grade, that's when the graphs. I was able to understand what I need to do in order to change the trajectory of my high school career. I needed to work. I needed to work out. I needed to study. I need to work out more. I need to be honed down on my skills, on my talent, and perfect it each and every day. But as I'm perfecting it each and every day, something happens. It becomes repetitive. It really becomes repetitive because you get up, go work out, go run, go to school, go to class. You're constantly doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and over again. But with all this training, all this repetition, I'm getting comfortable for when it's time for me to present my talent that I've been perfecting. Right. So how does that correlate with life? If I don't understand the amount of work that I need to put in order to change my life, I would never change it. I'm telling you, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Shout out to my boy Daniels. He said, I saw a video yesterday. He was like, Who motivates the motivator? I was like, whoa, whoa, that is that is a great question. Who motivates the motivator? Because we all going through life in our own realm, our own style, own time, and we're going through life. We're experiencing it at a different level. It's really at the same level, just our own trials and tribulations that we're dealing with. But who motivates the motivator? That's the question at hand. Who motivates the motivator? See, that's the thing. Once you start getting around the right people, you're able to go around certain people to help you along your path. Everybody can't understand what you're going through. Everybody not gonna understand what you're going through. Everybody don't even fathom the thought of everything that you said or everything that you know what I'm saying, that you're conversing about. But how do you find these people that can help you grow? Because they understand where you're coming from. Because essentially y'all doing the same thing. Y'all in the same realm, same niche, same industry. But how do you identify these type of people? You got to work on yourself. You really have to work on yourself. Because see, here's the thing that a lot of people don't mention about working on yourself and about success, about happiness, about peace. As soon as I started working on myself earlier this year, excuse me, I was able to unlock a new version of myself, not a new version of myself, simply because I found out who I was. I learned about who I was. I studied who I am. See, as I'm doing all this work behind the scenes, somebody over here is doing the same exact thing that I'm going through. So they understand how to calm me down. They understand everything that I'm thinking. They understand that the process is hard. They understand that we just need somebody to talk to. We just need somebody to understand and be like, listen, you're doing great. You're doing phenomenal. Just don't be so hard on yourself. Because being hard on yourself would really lead us down a depressed stage of life. See, when you have people that's working on themselves behind the scene, they're able to bring you up because they understand what you're going through because they didn't overcame it. They're constantly working on themselves. They're personally developing themselves. They are becoming a new version of themselves. So when you have people this new version of themselves and they collaborate, something happens. A new level of understanding is incorporated in the conversation, in the dialect, in the conversion. Not the yeah, in the conversion. Yep, say that because you have to converse in order to converse yourself in order to the best version of yourself. Right? It it's a time constraint thing that has to go on every single day. It's tiring, but you have to identify why you're doing it. You're doing it because you want to know more. I'm doing it because I want to know more about myself, right? To translate football mentality, the mindset I need to develop for that, in order to be good, in order to get some playing time, in order to make an impact on the field, I needed to study myself. In 2020, when I started working on myself, this was a new level of growth that I had to develop. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know why I was doing what I was doing. But I know there was a greater reason behind me believing without me seeing, without me being in it. So I just started. How can I become the better version of myself if I don't practice? If I don't perfect it? If I don't build that repetition after repetition after repetition after repetition after repetition? How am I supposed to do something like that? See, the thing about really finding yourself, you're able to identify what you can handle. A lot of times it's overwhelming. It is overwhelming. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's easy. Absolutely not. It is definitely overwhelming because you have to put your mind, really your mind, through everything. Your mind has to go through everything. The urge to quit, the urge to stop, the urge to give up, the urge just throw in the towel. All these adjectives, acronyms is describing, quitting along the process. Quitting is easy because all you have to do is just throw in the towel and then just walk away. But it take guts. It take guts in order to figure this out and to make it work. This is going to work. This is going to work no matter what. And here's why it's going to work. Because I believe in myself so much, because I have the right people around me that understand what I'm going through. If I was here dealing with everything by myself, it would be difficult. But I don't. But I'm not by myself. I have people in my corner I can reach out to that understand what I'm going through. So here's the thing. To recap the video, success is very daunting. It's very challenging. It's very difficult. But you have to work on yourself in order to create something special. You have to work on yourself in order to attract the right people in your life. You have to work on yourself in order to become a new version of yourself. If you got value from this, you want to see more videos about personal development, click this video right here, and I'll see you there.